Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Vish from Osmosis, and I am about to present a webinar to show you guys how best to use Osmosis to do really well in school at Notre Dame. Um, so we actually were supposed to have a webinar with you guys, I think yesterday, but there was some confusion with the timing, and your colleague Nicole was really good in helping us set that up. But I think we kind of dropped the ball on that one. Sorry about that. But for that, what we'll do is we're going to launch a deal for you guys, and what we'll do is we'll extend it a little bit longer, so you'll have longer to take advantage of it as our thank you for bearing with us. So what I'm going to do now, actually, maybe I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am a fourth-year student at Melbourne Medical School, just the other side of the country. I think your guys' side of the country is a little bit more beautiful. That's what I hear about Perth, but I've never been one of these days. And, so as I am a medical student in the Australian system, I kind of know the way that the curriculum goes. And I remember in first year and second year how much stuff there was to get my head around. And so, when I started using Osmosis, it was just a really great thing for my grades. I ended up matching at Royal Melbourne Hospital just recently, which is, you guys won't like this, but I hear it's one of the best hospitals in Australia. So I managed to do good things with my grades, and I think Osmosis helped me to do that. So I'm happy to share it with you guys as well. So basically what Osmosis is it is a sort of learning science enabled platform that uses evidence-based learning science principles and sort of mixes them with this massive content library that we have of medical school stuff, content from the preclinical and the clinical curriculum. And they sort of work together. These sort of technology-enabled learning science principles, they sort of work with our big library content to sort of make the content really sort of make it stick in your brain for long-term retention. And so obviously when it comes to exams, or when it comes to when you're at your bedside tutorials or whatever it is that you're doing, that information will come in handy. So let me show you a little bit about what it will look like when you log in. And I can sort of walk you through. We have a group for your school already, so I can show you what it looks like. So this is what my screen looks like, and this is what your screen will look like. See here. Here we go. All right, so when you log in for the first time, you'll see three, so this is the kind of screen you'll see, and you'll see three main tabs. One that says library, one that says lectures, and one that says quizzes. So what you'll be able to do is, and this is sort of one of the key features of the platform, is if you click over to lectures here, you'll be able to, so here's your class here, you'll be able to upload your documents to a calendar. So for example, on a Tuesday or on a Monday, say, you might have a lecture on the heart as a pump by this person, David Macy, or you might have, a lecture by Dr. Etherington, or, something on atherosclerosis or whatever. And so you'll be able to throw your documents, your lecture PDFs onto the calendar. Obviously, these aren't being delivered on Sunday, July 1st, but I think that's what we put in there to start with for your group, to sort of show you how it all works. But you can sort of work out the calendar as you get your schedule sort of, given to you over the next few weeks. So basically, every time you upload a lecture, we can just click on it here. Every time you upload a lecture, we keep it in this private group for you guys, so no one else can see this stuff. It's just sort of the same privacy settings that your school will have you have. And your lecture is then able to be sort of contributed to by everyone in your cohort. So you can sort of create flashcards based on this content that you have. You can create, this is going to say, do you want to cancel editing? Yeah, let's cancel that. Or you can create questions as well. The other thing that we do, which we're really proud of, is that we take all of your lecture material and we sort of scan through it using our algorithms, and we sort of make everything clickable, all of the main concepts that you need to learn in med school. So for example, if you mouse over pulmonary circulation here, you can see in the bottom right, it says click pulmonary circulation. If you click that, it brings you to what's called a concept card. And we'll go through the concept cards in a sec. I won't talk about them right now. But anyways, so your PDFs become sort of powerful learning documents in this sense. The other thing is that because we've sort of looked through your documents, we compile a whole bunch of learning resources for you based on that document. So you can immediately click on this high yield prep button. So let's click on the one for atherosclerosis here. And you'll see that all of a sudden you'll get a whole bunch of different concept cards that come up here that will help you to go through all the concepts that were mentioned in your document. So for example, in the atherosclerosis document, statin is one of the key terms that came up. So it says here, this is recommended that you learn because it was mentioned 5 times in the lecture. So it gives you, this concept card will give you a brief breakdown of what a statin is, and this is pulled from Wikipedia or Medscape. It'll give you a picmonic, which is a kind of funny picture memory anchor for you to help you learn about statins. And it'll give you, in first aid, which I'm sure you guys use, it'll give you sort of links to wherever statins are mentioned in that book. You can also click over to flashcards, and you'll see sort of this queue of flashcards that will help you learn about all the key sort of facts, and so you can show more here as well. It'll help you to learn all the key facts about statins. So basically, for every term, you'll have a whole whackload of flashcards that you can do. And so you can sort of mouse over for the answer, and then you can sort of add things to your spaced repetition queue. The other thing that's really cool is that you can click on timeline here, and it'll show you sort of a timeline of every time statins appeared in your curriculum. So obviously we don't have too much uploaded to your curriculum yet. This is what you guys will start doing, but you can click through, and every PDF that you've uploaded that has the word statin in it, it'll show you here on this timeline. So it's really easy to go through and look at all the concepts that you have covered in your PDFs. So that's sort of how the lecture tabs work. And you can sort of, the other thing I'll show you is you can quiz yourself directly from here as well. But actually I'll get into that a little bit later to not confuse you with too many things at once. So that's that. You can also quiz by calendar. So you can sort of select a block of time, a chunk of time. So say you have, what month is it? It's August now. Say you have an exam in September. You can pick all of August and July, and you can see here, select any time, day or range of days. You can sort of click and drag, and then basically everything that's covered in here. So you can see in these lectures alone, we have X number of resources. So we have 672 flashcards, 100 flashcards are matched to your documents, and then I've flagged 31 of these flashcards on my own that I need to learn. We also have 57 clinical vignette questions for you based on just what's in these lectures. So you can sort of build quizzes for yourself by date. The other thing is that you guys, as a class group, as a cohort, you can sort of build your own course modules. So these are sort of, I'm not sure if these are actually what you use, but this is what we built, and you're free to change these. You know, you have your neurology block and your cardiovascular block, so you can quiz yourself based on these course modules as well. So that's the lectures tab. Now I'll show you what the library tab looks like. This is basically a place for you to just explore everything that you want to explore. So for example, if we click on cardiovascular, I guess we can stick with cardiovascular here. We will show you all of the sort of cardiovascular concepts that you need to learn in med school. So all these in red, reddy, orange here are physiology concepts, and then everything in this sort of greeny teal color here are all pathophysiology concepts. So for example, if we clicked on MI, right, everybody loves MIs. Well, you know what I mean. Nobody would really, well, you know what I mean. So here's MI. The concept card will give you the summary. We'll give you a pathophysiology video. And actually, these videos were made by the Khan Academy. I'm not sure if you've heard of Khan Academy, but were made by the Khan Academy Health and Medicine team, who we've brought over to Osmosis. So you'll be able to watch this sort of custom-made video on heart attacks, and then sort of a patient video to show you someone feels like or talks about after they've had an MI, and then the Picmonics that I showed you, and first aid links again. Again, you'll be able to go to the cards and flag flashcards. You'll be able to take a quiz on MIs right away from down here, and then of course, again, you'll be able to click on timeline and see everywhere. And so you can see here MIs have appeared a few more times in your curriculum than what were we looking at before? Statins. But obviously, I'm sure they're both in the same lectures. So let's see here. So that's that. Now, after you finish learning about something, you can check it off. And I don't know what kind of med students you guys are, but I'm like a serial checker offer. And so, just sort of checking off these things just helps me to know that I have good coverage. And another way you can check that is, well, you can first view things as an index instead of as a list, and you can sort of easily see all the concepts that you need to learn. That's one thing. And you can also view concepts as a map, which shows you, really easily, so this chronic disease tile here called heart valve disease hyperlinks all the different heart valvular pathologies to concept cards, but I can see overall I've attempted 1 of 35 flashcards, but I got it right, so I'm doing all right. And so that sort of concept shows up in green, meaning of what I've tried, I've done okay. And then obviously I'm really bad at antiarrhythmics. I think you guys probably know why. It's class 1, A, B, C, class 2, class 3. It's like, people need to calm down with their antiarrhythmics. So this is kind of what the browse feature looks like. Actually, the last thing I'll show you here is that we also have clinical vignette questions, which I think I told you about. So if you click board style questions, I think you should be able to see this. Let me double check here. Yep, you can see that. Good. So 64-year-old man, hypertension, etc. Tearing chest pain, what's the cause? I think that's pretty classic for a dissection. And so when you click that, it gives you the ability to choose how sure you are about this answer. So if I read the question right, I think it's a dissection. Yeah, that's right. And we actually track how sure you are when you answer a question. So you can actually answer questions that you got right, but you weren't really sure about, to make sure that you're sort of reviewing things that you didn't get right for the right reasons. In the big answers for everything, we've got sort of full answers for every wrong answer, full explanations for every wrong answer, and also obviously big explanations for the right answer as well. And you can sort of advance to the next question easily. You can also rate questions as helpful or unhelpful, so that helps us with our question review process. After every question, we give you a list of recommended topics to learn more about the questions, what the question was about. So there's lots of ways to learn using this system. So that's the library tab. Now on the quizzes tab, there's a couple different ways that you can start quizzing yourself. So you can quiz yourself using, I think you guys will get access or 50% off of Osmosis Prime. So you can quiz yourself using discrete question packs, or you can start quizzing yourself based on board topics. And in the US we call them board topics, but we really just mean subject topics. So metabolism, genetics, etc. And so you can see, for immunology we have 45 vignettes. For micro we have 182 clinical vignettes. Or you can click down here and click on flashcards, and you can see here we got tons of flashcards for each one of these things. For micro, have fun going through these 1,500 flashcards. Trust me, you'll need to know all of that stuff, so better get started. But as you can see here, we have step 1 stuff, which is the preclinical stuff, years 1 and 2 of the program, and then we have clinical stuff, which is more clinically focused. That's why we have things like pediatrics and surgery and radiology and opto and stuff like that. So I think we basically have everything covered in med school covered. So that is, I think, all I wanted to tell you guys. I mean, actually, the last thing I'll go through is you can build a study schedule. So, obviously in Australia, you don't take the step 1, but this is still a good way, this schedule that's built here based on a 45-day plan and then you put in your exam date. It's still you can use the schedule builder to build study schedules, including like how much time you need to put in each day, to sort of build really awesome study schedules for yourself, for whatever exam that you're doing. So there you go. Let me stop the screen share so you can see my lovely face. Yeah. Yeah, what's going on with my hair? All right, so thanks for watching. And you know, as our thank you to you guys for, you know, putting up with the sort of miscommunications around your previously scheduled webinar, we're going to launch a deal for you guys, 50% off, however long you choose to subscribe, but you also get a 2-week free trial. So you can hop on the trial, you know, upload some of your documents to your existing Notre Dame group, and you know, see if Osmosis works for you. And if it does, then great, we'll give you 50% off any subscription you want. And Nicole Carmody, she's been really great in helping us sort of spread the word at your school. So you can always ask her if you have any questions about the program as well, or you can feel free to email me. You can probably look me up and grab my email, you know, if you know any students at Melbourne, or you can email us at Osmosis as well. Cool. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you on Osmosis. Good luck with your exams.